This vehicle has a repeat start attempt light on the dash, and sometimes the vehicle does not want to start. Okay, this time it was able to start, but we already ruled out that the starter is sometimes binding up. So we're going to go ahead and replace the starter. One thing to keep in mind is if your battery is bad, it can also cause this issue. So make sure to test your battery before going ahead and replacing the starter. We already tested the battery on this vehicle and it tested okay. And we did actually go through BMW software and it stated that the starter was faulty. First thing you're going to want to do is go to your trunk and disconnect the 12-volt battery. To do that, we're going to lift up this panel and take off all these clips. If you don't have a clip remover, you could just use a flathead screwdriver to lift up these tabs. Once that tab is lifted up, you can just pull it out by hand. And those tabs out, we can pull this out of the way. You can see this is a pretty new battery, so it's an indication that the battery isn't the issue and it's the starter. So what we're going to do is just disconnect the negative terminal. This is just so when we take the starter out, we don't have any risk of arcing, because that positive wire on the starter is live. And now you're going to want to lift up your vehicle. I have a vehicle lift, so that makes things a lot easier for me. But whatever you use, if it's jacks or ramps, just make sure it's safe before you go underneath. Okay, so now we're underneath the vehicle and the starter is back over there. So you're gonna have to take off this under panel here. It's just a bunch of 8mm bolts on the outsides. On the inside, it's a bunch of 16mm bolts, and there's also one hidden bolt down here. You're gonna have to take this little cover off, and you'll see there's a bolt in there. That's another 16mm. Now for the 16mm, there's 2 at the front and about 4 on the side, 2 in the middle. It's inside these hidden holes, and 2 in the back, 1 on each corner. They are 16mm bolts. And now you can just slide it out from the front. There you go, that's your starter. Okay, so now I'm gonna start with this wire here. Get your clip remover and start taking off these clips here. Sometimes they can be a little stubborn, you just gotta slowly work it through. And if you have a little flathead screwdriver, you can actually get behind this connector to open the tab and push it out. Like that, pretty easy. And now we're gonna take off this positive wire to the starter. It's gonna be a 13mm nut. You just gotta loosen it and then you can take it off by hand. Don't lose this. Now we can pull this forward and take it out of the wire guide. And just know how it's at here. It's usually gonna sit within this red tape. All right, now we can start disconnecting these. These ones usually break. I recommend getting a new one. Yeah, that one broke. But okay, we're gonna go move on to the other ones. Just gonna lift up this tab. Once you take this off, you can take the whole thing off. There's gonna be one on this side as well. and one here in the front. And that usually gives you enough space to get the starter out. You can see there is another one here, but this one likes to break really easily, so I just try not to touch it if I can avoid it. And now you're down to one bolt here, one bolt here. And this can be a little confusing. It's not this bolt that you're going to take off. You're going to take off the bolt that's in here. So just start taking them off. I already broke it loose off camera. Don't lose these bolts either. They are E10 bolts. There you go, there's your starter. Okay, and this is the new starter right here. You can see it doesn't come with this plastic piece, so we're gonna have to transfer this plastic piece over, which is fine. Most of the time there's no issue with them. It's really just the starter that's faulty. This thing is kind of just there as a buffer. Doesn't have any impact on startability. And that's the clip that broke off. We're gonna go ahead and replace. This is the part number if you need the spring clip. Not the spring clip, the clip, whatever it is. Okay, now we're gonna put the starter back in. And just start it by hand, the first few bolts. Or at least the first few threads. And then you can use an impact or whatever to bring the bolts closer. The torque spec for this is 19 Newton meters, so that's what we're going to torque it down to. Nice. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, now it's time to put this diaper back on this vehicle. So get your clips and just start putting them in. Make sure the holes line up. If not, you're gonna have a hard time putting these clips in. And for that new plastic clip, we're gonna put it back in this hole here. Okay, now we can put this positive wire back on. Usually like looking at where the wear mark is, I'm trying to put it exactly where it was. So somewhere around there. Put the terminal back on. Start this nut by hand. And the torque spec for this is 13.5 Newton meters. Now we can start rerouting this connector. Put the connector back on until you hear a click like that. Now you just have to put the vehicle back in reverse order. You're gonna start with that metal under panel. Okay, so I have all the bolts started now. If you're having a hard time getting this in, one thing that can help is just continuing to remove these 8mm bolts until you have enough room to snake this metal under panel in there. Well, most of the time you should be able to just get it in with these real bolts taken off. If you use an impact to put these in, just do one final check with an actual ratchet just to make sure it's tight. If it's not very tight, it can cause a clicking noise when you're driving. So just check all of the bolts. Don't forget to put this cover back on. And just put all the 8mm bolts that you took off back. Okay, now that we have all the 8mm bolts back on, we can go ahead and go back to the top of the vehicle and reconnect the vehicle's battery. Now we're back to the trunk of the vehicle. We can now reconnect the negative terminal. Make sure it's sitting as flat as possible and just snug up this terminal. Maybe straighten it out. Doesn't need to be insanely tight. You just need to get to a point where if you move it around like this, it doesn't move. And while you're down here, you might as well check both terminals, make sure they're okay. And now we can put this cover back on. Then put all these little plastic clips back in there. Now we can go ahead and delete faults in the vehicle and just make sure that it's able to start. Okay, so we just deleted the fault memory, and now you can see that the starting notification is no longer there, and the vehicle starts up just fine now. After doing this, you're going to want to test it out a couple times, just to keep making sure. Well, it looks like it's good.